Hello, welcome to rawlishisyou, rawlishisyou.com. We have Shane Sterling from Raw Vegan Rising. He's one of my incredible mentors that I've worked alongside with very closely over the past year to 2 years. I've been following his work for a very long time and we've become good friends, which I'm really blessed. So thank you, Shane, for coming on. I'm really excited because I have so many incredible questions, and for most in my, especially in my membership groups, that are really keen on hearing more about your story and your challenges and what brought you to raw food. So just if you could introduce yourself, Shane, that would be awesome.
Hello everyone, and hi Tony. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm so honored. It's a great pleasure to talk to you, and we've worked very closely over the years. You've been a private client of mine, and so yeah, it's nice to have this relationship and deepen it. And I'm so honored to be able to talk to your audience and the viewers of this video.
Thank you. So tell me a little bit more of how you got into raw foods. Tell me a bit about your story.
Well, I came to raw foods for two reasons. One, I had been vegan for many, many years of my life, and I had gone back to eating animal products and developed health problems. Because when you spend a lot of time away from animal products, your body really cleans out. And so I wanted to build muscle. I wanted to go to the gym and get muscular and strong and look like a man. And I was motivated, and I listened to the traditional medical sports nutrition science that says you're supposed to eat lots of animal proteins to gain muscle. Well, I did that, and I went against my values and my morals of being a vegan because I was wanting to look a certain way. Well, after about 3 years of that, eating that way, I developed chronic skin inflammation and joint inflammation and joint pain. I was getting tendonitis in my elbows and shoulders consistently, but I was getting seborrheic dermatitis, which is like a chronic dandruff, and it gets these red flaky patches that were coming onto my face.
Wow.
I was getting red flaky patches on my face. I said, enough is enough. I can't have inflammation on my face. How do I solve this? I said, I got to go back to being vegan. And not only do I have to go back to being vegan, I've got to be healthy vegan, sustainable vegan, no processed foods, no starches, no pasta, no grains, raw food, simple carbohydrates, raw fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds. So I embarked on this journey. I started with a 40-day juice fast to clean out my gut, get all of that waste and biofilm out of there that I had accumulated from this animal-based diet. They got me into this health problem. So that was one reason, okay, to fix health problems. But the other reason, which was so oddly parallel, but not related, not seemingly related, was I was doing this inner work at the time, very real, like developing self-worth. And I was working with a therapist at the time who was helping me get to deeper levels of my self-worth. And we reached this point where I said, for me to really, truly be in self-worth, I've got to not only be vegan, I've got to be sustainable, long-term vegan, and I've got to help others do it. I've got to use my purpose, my soul work. I've got to step into this legacy of my life and help others understand the power of healing with natural hygiene, plant-based diet, juice fasting. So it was parallel. And those are the two reasons. And that's why I'm still a successful raw vegan today, almost 5 years, because I have this vision of my purpose and my mission and my legacy, and it drives me every day. I get out of bed excited to do this work, to help people. I work with private clients. I work with my membership clients. I serve hundreds and hundreds of people through this message of healing. So it's very rewarding. And thank goodness I found the truth and the power of a raw vegan diet. It has served me on an emotional, spiritual level and a physical level. So yeah, I'm very grateful.
I totally get that, and why I was drawn more to you, because I was always adamant I'm not going fully raw vegan. I thought that was extreme. But what called me was that path of healing deeper, the deeper wounds, and knowing that these high vibrational foods are going to shift energetically a lot for me. And that's what you go into. And I love that. That's what I'm drawn to. But now it makes sense with because I never came in to raw foods with serious health issues. I had IBS on and off. A lot of that was alleviated through the vegan diet, not when I was eating gourmet foods, high vegan gourmet foods, but I started to connect, like you connect, where actually, yeah, I want to feel good, but energetically, and and when you're on the spiritual path, it just makes sense to eat raw foods, these high vibrational foods. So would you say
Yeah.
that it brings self-worth? Like for me, it has brought self-worth. Like my confidence is, my self-esteem has really heightened and got a lot more stronger through the raw foods.
I believe that we have to be intentional with what we're doing, because there's a lot of people with high self-worth who are very successful who aren't eating raw food too. The power of a raw food diet, a raw vegan diet, in combination with being intentional about building our self-worth or going deeper into cultivating inner value and raw food at the same time, is I believe that that's the ultimate level. I believe that's the highest level we can achieve, because we're treating our body like the sacred temple that it truly is. The living foods fuel our cellular matrix, and that in combination with the intention of our mind can take us to the next level. So we're not struggling against our biology. Someone who has very high self-worth, celebrities, CEOs, people who run big companies, billionaires, whatever, they might have self-worth, but are they struggling with the biology? Is their biology holding them back from reaching that next level? I say absolutely 100% yes.
Yeah.
So, Bill Gates and the guy from Amazon, these people, they are definitely struggling with their health, and all the money in the world can't overcome the lack of understanding of how to fuel our sacred temple at the highest spiritual level. And then we get the full package. So that's really my path, and I'm dedicated to raw foods for that reason. It's my spiritual practice, and it's a devotional practice to my body and to my temple, which houses my spirit. If my body is operating at a very high vibrational level through eating raw living foods, it's going to naturally allow my mind to then access higher levels, be more clear on what my purpose is, how to serve at the highest level, how to find purpose and fulfillment and meaning and ultimately happiness in life. And so that is a great combination to pursue. It's very motivating for me. And I believe that's the combination we're looking for, is intentionality behind cultivating inner value and supporting our biology to mechanically support that process at the same time. And a raw vegan diet is phenomenal for that, just phenomenal.
I couldn't agree more. So you recommend a lot of people to start with a juice cleanse? Because that's what you did, a 40-day juice cleanse.
Yeah, because if we're going to just start eating raw food, we're going to run into a couple problems. One is that we don't have optimal absorption and utilization of our food. Hands down, if we're eating cooked food diets, animal products, standard diet, we have biofilms and plaque and waste inside of the GI tract. There's just no two ways about it. We do. People are chronically constipated and they don't even realize it. And they say, well, I have a bowel movement every day, I'm not constipated. That's not even close to enough. We should be having multiple bowel movements a day, and we should be eating foods that are only high in fiber and water and enzymes. So a raw vegan diet is filled with water and fiber and enzymes, but if we've got waste inside of the GI tract, it's going to get backed up. It's going to cause gas and bloating and discomfort. That's why people try a raw vegan diet and say, this didn't work for me.
Yeah.
It caused digestive discomfort and gas and bloating. Well, that's because we didn't clean out the digestive system. And the average person has about 25 pounds of waste inside of the GI tract. I've worked with hundreds of people. I've witnessed hundreds of people go through juice fasting. And I'm telling you, lots and lots of waste, pounds of waste comes out of people's intestinal tract.
Yeah.
So what is all of that waste doing in there? It's blocking the food. It's inhibiting absorption. It's inhibiting the transit time of raw food. So we can clean that out with a juice fast. I always say, and I say this to all of my clients, and this is what I coach on, and I take a hard stand on this. is that juice fasting is not a diet, it's not a lifestyle. It is a temporary intervention protocol to clean out the gut, to prepare the gut for a healthier diet and lifestyle, namely a raw vegan diet. And we do that one time. And if we do it thoroughly all the way and we clean out the digestive system to where no more waste is in there, we pretty much don't have to do it again. So I've developed a protocol working with people over the years that gets the mucoid plaque and the biofilms out of the GI tract as efficiently and as easily and as quickly as possible. Juice fasting is intensive. It's hard work. It takes time. It takes money. It takes effort. And if you're going to do it, then you want to have some guidance to help you do it as efficiently as possible. Because I've experienced over the years, people, many clients of mine have wanted to do it their own way. They want to, instead of having my protocol, following my protocol and recipes, they want to do it their way, do their own recipes. And I say, okay, sure, go ahead. And then they don't get the results. And they've hired me as their coach and they don't get the results. So at this point, I'm not open for that anymore. When people hire me, I'm adamant that they follow my protocol to get the results. So I believe a juice fast is a critical first step. It's a one-time intervention protocol, and you need to follow the right guidance to get the results properly. Otherwise, you could do the effort, the time, spend the money on the juice fast and not get the results, and still have digestive problems down the road, still have absorption problems down the road, and say, a raw vegan diet didn't work for me. When in reality, the proper steps to prepare the gut for optimizing a raw vegan diet weren't taken in the first place.
Yeah, I love that you've said, just do this one time. We don't want to keep being in this cycle of detoxing on a juice cleanse. We don't, I'll admit, I was following yours 90%, your protocol, a couple of years ago when I did the 40-day juice cleanse, but I did have the odd carton of juice, which was, the slightly cooked. I wasn't getting the full benefit. So this time, this is what's driving me. One time only, following exactly to the T what you've recommended. And already after 24 days, I'm still seeing some solid waste on and off. I'm like, wow, I can't believe how much is still in there. I'm like, I've not had food for 24 days.
Yeah, that's crazy. I know, isn't it? Well, imagine going 40 days or 60 or 90 or 120 days and still having solid waste come out. Wow. That's what happens for people. So I consult with a lot of people, and that's what people are experiencing. Solid waste still coming out after 90 days. And not everybody has that experience. Everyone's experience is slightly different. But can you imagine having that much solid waste inside of our GI tract? That's inhibiting our absorption. And absorption is so key for our vitality and our health. And if we have any health issue, struggles, low energy, fatigue, exhaustion of any kind, this is why it's a major contributing factor, and people don't realize it. A raw vegan diet provides exceptional energy, like youthful energy like you haven't felt since you were a kid, but you've got to make use of all of that raw food properly. It's such a key step. Yeah.
And I've found, so once you've cleaned it out, you've done this short-term intervention, you find your absorption, is increased. And then when you go into training, and you're training, I recommend nobody train on a detox, a juice cleanse, as in weight training. Perhaps you can go hiking, walking, gets the body moving, trampoline perhaps. But for you, have you seen a big difference in your training? Like, where have you seen the results? Have you seen faster results?
Yeah, so like I said at the beginning, I went into years of bodybuilding on high protein, animal-based diet. And now I'm a raw vegan and I still train very hard in the gym. I go to the gym 6 days a week. I love lifting weights. And I will tell you, I get better results. I have more muscle mass. I keep it on better, and I recover from my workouts easier, and my body just responds so much better to raw food. It would, from my vantage point and personal experience at this point, eating animal products would be counterproductive. Eating salmon or chicken or beef to try to gain muscle would be counterproductive, because the simple amino acids in raw foods like greens and nuts and seeds is the optimal source of amino acids. We're not having to digest complex protein structures. It's much more bioavailable to the body. That is based on experience. That's not what sports nutrition and science says, though. So what's so mind-numbingly frustrating is that the sports science is in direct conflict with what my personal experience has been.
Yeah.
And I don't think the sports science is correct. And it's getting people into trouble, and they have health problems and they struggle and they age quickly. I mean, if you look at people who eat high protein diets, I'm sorry, but that is a recipe for disaster.
Shane, can you share how old you are?
Yeah, so I'm 49.
Amazing.
And most people think I'm like 35, I guess. People say I'm
30, yeah, early 30s.
Yeah, so and this is because I have been plant-based most of my life. I've been mostly vegan for 32 years.
Yeah.
And the times that I've gone back and had animal products, I've always regretted it. I am a vegan at heart. I know it's morally the right thing to do. It makes me feel my best. And so I have, if I stand next to the average guy my age, I look like a different generation.
Yeah.
And that's just the bottom line, because there's guys at my gym who are my same age who look like they're from a different generation. I'm also stronger than a lot of the younger guys in my gym who are eating high protein diets and lifting weights, because for one, I just do it all the time. So I'm strong. And I have the youthfulness, but the wisdom of age and the strength from consistency. So I've got muscle mass, I've got strength. I'm 100% raw vegan. I look 20 years younger than the average guy my age. That's the whole package.
You're proof. You're proof of it.
Right? That's what everybody is after. I highly recommend that everybody utilize the power of raw food to build the body. That's going to keep you injury-free. It's going to keep acidosis out of your body, which means you're not going to bald quickly. You're not going to get like bad skin. And also, muscle mass is linked to longevity. So having good muscle mass on our body is actually a strategy for health long-term. And it'll keep us youthful. And the drive to build muscle at the gym is a good one, just not with animal products, which robs us of our vitality and our youthfulness and our energy. But if we can build muscle and be gym rats, so to speak, get into the gym, get into lifting weights, get bit by that weightlifting bug, which I was many years ago, and I love it, then we're going to get the best of all the worlds. We're going to get the longevity, the youthfulness from the muscle mass, and be able to recover and feel that vitality from the raw foods.
And
high protein
mentally,
diets are dangerous. Yeah, they are dangerous and caustic to the body.
Yeah. But just working out that mental toughness that you have, it overlaps in your day-to-day living. I feel much stronger, motivated, and passionate.
I coach men all the time. Men come to me who want to do what I do, have the muscle mass and the raw food diet. And I always say that, the thought just left my mind. I was like, what did you just say, Tony?
About the mental, what makes you stronger and everything increases.
So I was just talking to a client today on the phone about this exact thing, is that everything, if you do something that's hard in the gym, it sets you up for everything else that day being easy. And so inducing hard work and sweating, and the heart rate goes up and you're feeling that sensation of anxiety, and it's anxiety producing to lift heavy weights in the gym sometime. But if you do that intentionally, you induce anxiety and the physiological responses of anxiety. When you go back to your normal world, the things that would be inducing anxiety, like the bills and the job and the pressure, it's easy.
Yeah.
So induce a little anxiety.
That's an awesome way to look at it. It's so true. You've articulated it so well. Yeah, everything else seems effortless. Yeah, and starting your day off with training. I'm definitely more the morning to train in the morning, early morning.
I do in the morning for my day as well.
Yeah.
And also, it's really, for me, the way I look is a byproduct of the work I put in. I put the work in for my health and my mindset. And like I was saying, it sets my day up to win and for everything else to be easy. And the byproduct is that I look good naked and I have good muscle mass and good muscle tone, right? So that's a byproduct.
Yeah.
We don't do that. I don't think doing it for vanity or for looks is the right reason. I mean, I know most people go to the gym because they want to look good.
Yeah.
And it's a great benefit. And it's not a reason not to go. We should go, even if we want to just look better. But ultimately, if we can do it for our health and our mindset, put in the effort, and then we get the benefit of looking good, that's the right order. And that's the order for longevity, in my opinion.
Yes. Yeah, it's a win-win. Yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense. And then with all the raw foods, that hydration, you make the skin more supple. That's why you're looking younger. So it's just everything, just incorporating all that. It's just a win-win. I think it's an easier path to just feeling good, but looking amazing.
Yeah, looking and feeling good into, midlife is not something you can fake. Most people would love to look younger when they're turning 50, and they struggle. They put creams on and they eat collagen powders, and none of this stuff is the basics, which is just eat raw food and lift weights.
Yeah.
That's going to make you look the youngest.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And what would you say, like your regime, your morning routine, evening routine would be like? Do you just use raw foods? People say to me, what's your teeth regime and your personal hygiene? I says, raw foods. You don't smell. Your essence is much more sweeter.
Definitely. Oh yeah. I mean, my body's so clean, years and years of raw food. I use baking soda to brush my teeth, and I rinse with hydrogen peroxide. It literally costs $1 or $2 at the store for those products. Costs no money, and floss. And other than that, I just do raw food. I don't use creams on my face at all. Never have.
Wow.
It's just raw food. Yeah.
Yeah. So your personal hygiene is just raw foods. And
Raw food.
Yeah.
And basic teeth care, and it works like a charm. It works good. The last time I went to the dentist, the hygienist told me I had the cleanest mouth she had ever seen, and that people who come in for regular cleanings, like every 2 months or 3 months, don't even have a mouth as clean as mine. And I hadn't been to the dentist in, I'm embarrassed to admit it, but I think like 5 years or something.
Yeah.
And she said that I had the cleanest mouth she had ever seen. I was like, that's raw food.
Yeah.
Because that's what you get when you eat raw fruits and salads and raw nuts and seeds. A clean mouth.
Why is it so much fear? Why is the fear, even for people to speak to me, like they say my teeth they look so good, but on having a high sugar fructose through raw fruits and vegetables, they're so frightened of sugar rotting their teeth. This is what we've been told.
Well, put a tooth in a cup of sugar water and nothing will happen, but put a tooth in a cup of acidic liquid like Coca-Cola or something acidic, lemon juice, and the tooth will dissolve. It's acids. The acids dissolve the teeth and the enamel. So just keep the acids off your teeth and you're good. That's why I brush with baking soda.
Yeah. Yeah, get the plaque off. Take the plaque off. It's not the fruits problem. It's the plaque on the teeth.
It's not a fruit problem. It's the bacteria that live in the gums that produce acids.
Yeah.
So floss, just keep those bacteria down, And if you're not eating starchy foods, the starches stick to your teeth. Even modern dentistry, you go into the dentist and they have got pictures of the bad foods on the wall. It's like French fries and bread and stuff. It's the starches that stick to the teeth, not fruit.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's a common question. I want to end with this one. It's a fun one. So what's dating like as a raw vegan? And some people feel, oh my gosh, it's the most hardest for many to be, on this different path to a lot of people. You go out, socialize, there's not many that are eating raw foods.
This comes down to a personal leadership issue. Whoever has the strongest vision wins. And so you've got to ask yourself, what's your vision and what are you committed to creating? Because if you don't know what your vision is and what you're committed to creating, someone else's vision is going to be stronger than yours. They win. That comes down to societal pressure and trying to fit in and thinking that you have to fit in to find love and romance. No, hell no. We need personal leadership. What's attractive is confidence. Knowing who you are, being driven by a purpose and a mission, that's attractive. And it doesn't matter what your diet is. If you're driven by a purpose and a mission and service to others, and you're successful because you have cultivated inner value and you stand for your truth and you're articulate about your commitment level, and that is going to attract many, many suitors, so to speak. You will not be lacking for dates if you are someone in your personal leadership. So
Yeah.
I have no problem dating. Now, if I have to go out to a restaurant, I will, if there's no salad or fruit on the menu, I will literally just ask the kitchen for a green salad and a wedge of lemon, or get a glass of sparkling water or something. There's always workarounds. It's not about the food. If you're sitting at the table at a restaurant and you're eating something, anything, you fit right in. It doesn't matter. It's all in our mind. And that is a personal leadership issue. We have a leadership problem to think that we can't hold our own in social situations, even if we're different. How about this? Let's be radically ourselves, radically different, radically invested in our sacred temple and our inner value, and be confident enough to sit at any table and contribute. Instead of worrying about what people think about you, why don't you contribute something to the environment, to the table, to the conversation, to the people? Contribute. No one's going to balk. No one's going to think twice. That's the social aspect. And then but dating on an interpersonal level, if you are in a high level of leadership, you're going to attract someone who admires you, who admires your confidence, your conviction, your lifestyle. That's what I experience.
Yeah.
I have lots of dates, to be honest, and everyone who wants to go on a date or meet me or hang out admires my conviction, admires my lifestyle.
Yeah, and they're inspired. Yeah, you'll attract those that are either on this path already or just totally, yeah, inspired by it.
Well, if you have a strong vision, you could find someone, for instance, who didn't have such a strong vision, who was maybe still eating a standard diet, not as healthy, maybe not interested or doesn't even know about a raw vegan diet. But you, in your confidence, in your conviction, taking a stand for the truth, standing up for what's right and what you believe in, you could turn somebody onto their path of destiny. They could have an awakening and say, you know what, I met this amazing person. They're into raw foods. I think that makes sense for me. Maybe I should try a raw vegan diet. And there, bam, you have your raw vegan partner. I mean, you got to just be in your confidence.
Yeah.
So we can affect, whoever has the strongest vision wins.
Yeah,
and
agree.
So we should have the strong vision, and we should be influencing the sphere of influence around us. You know, there's a circle of influence that we have around us at all times. It can be a small circle for some, a bigger circle for others. And that circle of influence that we have, we should pour into that and contribute to that at the highest level of our capacity. And we will never be without if we learn how to do that. That's cultivating inner value. And we will never be lacking for love, affection, partnership, dates, sex, whatever it is that we value will be in abundance if we contribute highly to our circle of influence.
Yeah. Amazing, Shane. So inspiring. And this is why you are where you are. So where can people find you, Shane? What do you offer? Share everything that you offer, because it's incredible. And I love what you do.
Thank you so much. Well, my website is rawveganrising.com. So definitely go check out the Raw Vegan Heroes membership. That's my baby. That's what I feel is like my highest value that I give. It's a membership. It's a support community for those wanting to learn more about raw food or juice fasting support. Raw Vegan Heroes is now 550 members, and it's growing fast. It's a community of people from all over the world that come together to support each other on our healing journey and our learning journey about better health and investing in this sacred temple. So I encourage people to sign up for a year. I offer a 75% discount on the yearly membership, because I want people to really get that time to invest in themselves and to relax into the transformational process and to be a fly on the wall even and learn what other people are doing. It takes time. So if someone signs up for the yearly membership, they get a 75% discount. It's very, very affordable. And I'm very proud of the level of support I can offer through this membership for virtually no money. It's the best coaching for health and transformation and detoxification in the world. It is the best. And I know because I know them all.
Yeah.
So that's on rawveganrising.com. There's a tab at the top called membership. And I'm Raw Vegan Rising on YouTube and Instagram, and you can find me there as well.
You add so much value. So I highly recommend you check him out, because his work is absolutely phenomenal. That is your legacy. I was going to ask you, what is your future? But this is it. This is what you've shared. This is who you are, who you're helping and contributing. And thank you so much, Shane, for all the value you give.
Oh, thank you so much, Tony. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. And sending lots of love to all the viewers who are interested in this topic. And, my parting words would be to trust in yourself, cultivate inner value, invest in your own health and this sacred temple, and the rest follows. Detoxification, juice fasting, and raw foods is a gentle guide to take us to the path of personal empowerment. And we don't have to know how, we just start and it leads us there.
So true. So true. Thank you, Shane. Thank you so much for coming on. I feel very blessed. Really.
Oh, thank you, Tony.
Thank you. So if you want to know more about Shane's channel, all of that information is in the description box below. And also check out my work in the description box below, or www.rawliciousyou.com.